name's Lega.
And my name's Kojo, and we're the owners of Lux Farms. We're here to do our first CBD strain review, and the strain we'll be reviewing today is Runtz, the CBD version, from this company called KALIBLOOM. Some growers out in Cali, they test their buds in Nevada, and we'll be seeing if this lives up to the namesake that they've chosen here. So we'll go over the stats real quick. So it's got 12.5% CBD, which honestly I would like it to be higher.
Of course, always want higher CBD percentages with your flower.
Right, and especially if you're gonna call it Runtz. It's a pretty, pretty hefty title there.
Definitely.
So you kind of want to live up to that a little bit more with the percentage, but this strain's not bad. It's 100% organic. We checked the lab reports, no pesticides, so that's cool. The dominant terpenes are myrcene and caryophyllene. So myrcene is an anti-inflammatory, it's pain relieving, and it's also a sedative. So it gives you that indica effect, and this strain is an indica. Caryophyllene is an antidepressant, and it also has that anti-inflammatory, pain relieving property. So this bud might be pretty good for like pain relief, and caryophyllene is also a sleep aid. So you've got a sedative if you got something that's good for sleep, and pain relief and anti-inflammation and feeling good. So it's definitely like a nighttime before bed kind of strain.
A lot of anti-inflammatory, sounds like, which is great for nowadays, especially staying indoors all the time. I guess we'll go down our list, and so we'll start with aroma for Runtz, just to see what it smells like. We've had it encased in this mason jar for quite some time, so it hasn't lost any of its potency, which is great. It's first whiff. Definitely a bit piney. Still has a good smell to it. Doesn't really push you back at all. It doesn't really hit you as hard as Runtz normally would, I feel like.
The THC version would.
THC version definitely, I feel like, has a better aroma, but overall, for the aroma itself, me personally, I'd probably give it around a 6 or a 7. I'll give it a 7. Wow. Yeah, just because some of the other strains we've been tasting and reviewing have definitely been better, I would say. But what do you think?
Yeah, you can definitely see those terpenes. So caryophyllene will give you that pepper wood, and then you get that earthy and clovey scent from myrcene. And it's like, it doesn't have that, it has like a little bit of like a floral sweet, but it doesn't have that kind of kick that you want.
It's a hint, it's a hint of that,
of the kick,
of what you're used to with Runtz, but it doesn't have that full power.
It doesn't knock you back. So yeah, it doesn't smell bad, but it's not super powerful. It's definitely more earthy.
For sure.
So yeah, somewhere
what do you think?
6, 7.
6 to 7 as well?
Yeah, let's give it 6.5.
For aroma though, we do want to see what the buds look like, to see if the trichomes, if you can see them at all, or just by the human eye what it looks like. Probably the best part of flower and bud is you get to look at it. Me personally, I actually don't think this looks that bad. I really like the light green that you get with the CBD Runtz from KALIBLOOM. It's
frosty.
It's definitely frosty. It has a decent amount of orange hairs on it. You get a good mixture of that dark green with light green, but definitely a more light green majority on the flower itself. We'll be able to provide maybe some more in-depth shots so you can get a better idea as to what it looks like up closer. I know you can't see it too well from here. I'll probably provide some trichome shots as well. But overall, for appearance and what I've compared it to in the past, I would definitely say it's around an 8. I would say it's an 8 for me. If it was maybe a bit more frostier, I would say it has a decent amount of frost, don't get me wrong, but I could definitely look for more, or definitely want more, I would say.
There's a hint of purple in here too.
Is there? Really?
Yeah, you see right in there?
I'm looking at the smaller
right
nugs.
Inside the inner nug.
Yeah, and we'll get a better shot of that for you as well. You obviously can't see it, but it's definitely under the light, you can see a bit more for
A
sure.
little bit more purple. You know, I like the appearance. I think it looks better than it smells.
I agree. I do agree.
I would even give it a 9 just because.
Oh, really?
You've got. I mean, the hairs are there and it's frosty. Like
it is frosty. I will not deny that.
It looks nice. You know.
I guess I'm looking for just something.
It's not
more
overpowering frosty. Like it's not. Which, you know, that can be higher. I mean, I could settle for like an 8.5.
8. We'll do an 8.5.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 8.5
Which
for
is pretty good.
Runtz, the CBD version. That's not bad at all. Most fun part is tasting it. I mean, smoking it. So we have a bowl here. It's a pretty normal bowl, nothing crazy.
It's nice and clean.
Cleaned it out, no THC inside.
Boiled it up beforehand.
Yep.
Rarely ever smoke out of this bowl. We like to use a nice clean bowl for taste test. So this is literally the taste testing bowl. You can see it's pretty clear. Smoking isn't the recommended method. You want to use one of these, a vaporizer, or if you've got a volcano or another type of bag vape, but this is a hose vape right here called the Buddha. The vaping is definitely the way to get your maximum benefit, but for the taste test, there really is no better way.
Bowl's probably the best way. Do you want greens?
I'll get greens.
It's all you. Took a decent hit, probably just less than half the bowl. What do you think?
It's smooth. It's really smooth. It's actually even more pleasant with it in its aftertaste than on the way out, even so than it is on the way in.
What was your initial taste once you inhaled?
It tastes similarly like it smells. So little tiny, like earthy, spicy, piney type of, but it's not like an overpowering amount of those. It's still light. It actually kind of like.
Any harshness on the way down?
No, it's not harsh at all.
Smooth.
It's smooth. You kind of salivate a little bit after. It's got a decent taste to it. Go ahead and.
What would you give it out of 10?
I would give it potentially I'm very particular with my numbers. I want to give it a 7.75.
7.75. Very specific, people.
Yeah.
All right,
It's not yet an 8, but you know it's almost there.
All right. It's a nice bowl.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it's my turn here. We'll go on the other half. Definitely get that piney taste immediately. Very smooth. Definitely no harshness when it's being inhaled, which is really good. The taste is a bit bland in my opinion, to be honest. I wouldn't say something I would prefer personally. But if I were to rate it out of 10, I would probably give it about a 6.5. Just because of how smooth it is. Like, it's very hard nowadays to get good CBD, 100% organic, that isn't harsh going down. But this one definitely doesn't hurt at all, which is great. The taste is a bit lackluster. I mainly just get an earthy, piney taste. Not really anything else to it, and at least for me. Out of 10, yeah, again, 6.5 is definitely what I would go with.
Okay. Yeah, definitely much lower. Let me try it.
I want to go to, okay, second take.
See what's going on here.
Will it go higher or lower?
And and taste is, it's kind of like taste with all things, right?
It's a bit subjective.
It's to your taste buds.
Right. The main thing for me is that, like, it doesn't taste
I guess
anything.
I guess I like the taste a lot more than you, but
I guess
it's not sweet or like you tasting.
It doesn't have like a
mangoes.
unique taste to it, which I look for in CBD, and a lot of the flowers that I do go for, because it's the overall experience that you want to enjoy, and taste is definitely a big part of it, especially if you're smoking it out of a bowl or some type of glass or even like a joint, anything like that.
Okay, so 6.5, 7.75.
You're saying a 7.75?
I'm sticking with it. I like the taste personally a little bit more, but hey,
that's you, man. That's all you.
We got averages here,
7.75.
Average it out. All right.
So what do we got next here? We got effects, which is probably the most important part of CBD, which does a lot. And with effects, bowls, they're not the worst. Rolling it's not the worst, but again, as Kojo mentioned before, the vape is definitely the best way to go. You'll get the most effect out of it. You'll be able to save a lot of CBD flower. You're not going to run through it, unless you're just smoking it nonstop, which isn't always a bad thing. Maybe you have a day off.
All right, so we've been hitting this for a while and letting the effect get settled in. My score for the effect is 7.5. The reason for that score is it's not quite an 8. It doesn't bowl you over with tremendous power, but you certainly do get effects from it. Like, you definitely can feel, at least I've been using it for recovery. So after sports or working out, like you can use it for the pain relieving and anti-inflammatory effects, and I've been getting that from it, and also the sedative effects. So late night, after your late night workout, you use this, you go back and do it again the next day. So but it's not super powerful to where I can put it into that 8 or 9 category, so I give it a 7.5.
7.5, that's not bad. I guess that's where that low CBD percentage starts to come into play with the effect. I didn't get that much of it. I took a few puffs, held it in, waited a few minutes. It's I feel like it's starting to wear off a little bit now. He's been hitting it the whole time. I would give it a 7 personally. It definitely had a good effect when it was there. It didn't get you too much of an effect, but it's a nice feeling. It's very mellow, and as you mentioned before, it's it helps out with pain recovery. Something I would recommend maybe just after any activity outdoors. But a 7 is what I would give it. It's overall a pretty average bud, I would say. It's nothing crazy, even though it is Runtz apparently. So they say. But 7 is, I'd say that's fair in my opinion. 7.5 maybe a bit high, I don't know.
So, averages out to 7.25, so that's our rating for the effect. So, all right, so just to recap all our ratings, and give off the final score, which will go into the CB database, which will be online soon. For CBD, we gave it a score of a 7. The way we do our CBD rating is anything with a 25% or up gets a 10, 20 to 25% gets a 9, 15 to 20% gets an 8%. This strain had 12.5%, so it falls between the 10 to 15 range, so we gave it a 7. Aroma, the average score was a 6.5, appearance 8.5, taste 7.125, and then the overall effect 7.25 for a final score of 7.28. So it's a fairly middle of the road bud. They've got
pretty average
room to improve,
in my opinion. It's again not something I would buy personally. The CBD percentage is quite low for me personally. Again, the appearance was good. I liked it a lot. The taste was something that turned me off quite a bit as well. I think 7.2 is actually pretty fair for the effects that it had. Again, the effects were pretty good. They just didn't last that long for me. But overall, 7.28 Runtz the CBD version. It's some people might like it. Kojo seems like he might buy this again, maybe. But
yeah, I probably won't buy it again.
Oh, really?
I'll probably go with something with the same terpene profile, but higher CBD.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's
and maybe even a better overall smell and something more with more impact. So I probably won't buy it again myself either.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So that's a no for me, no from him. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if this company should be calling it Runtz. Comment.
Runtz is a
below.
pretty big claim. It's a very big name nowadays. It's supposed to be one of the best. This is not one of the best CBD strains out there. I'll tell you that right now.
The talk.
You better have some good stuff, because we'll let you know. So this is the overall review for Runtz CBD. Again, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. If you guys know anyone who's into CBD, or if you are personally, we're going to be coming out with a lot more detailed reviews on, you know, strains coming out. We will personally have some select strains that will be released soon. You know, it's going to be probably the best stuff that we've found, and probably that you'll find as well. So we hope you guys really enjoy it, and see you next time.